The Black Knight, A Tale of Zawisza. Chapter 1. The Prophecy. In the dark chambers of Grunwald Castle, Zawisza the Black sat at a heavy oak table, surrounded by his loyal companions. The flames of the candles danced on the walls, casting eerie shadows that seemed to come to life with the quiet murmur of conversations. Outside the castle walls, the wind sang a song soaked with the scent of the coming storm. "Brothers," Zawisza spoke with a voice that could cut through steel. "News has come from the north. The Teutonic Knights are preparing for war. The Grand Master is gathering an army to crush Poland and Lithuania once and for all. Our king, Władysław Jagiełło, calls us to the fields of Grunwald." The ominous words pierced the silence, filling the hearts of those present with a mix of fear and determination. Zawisza stood up, and his dark silhouette seemed to tower over the rest, as if his very shadow could spur them to battle. "We are not just knights," he continued. "We are guardians of our land, our people, and our ancestors. We cannot fail ourselves or future generations." Chapter 2. Preparations. Days passed in exhausting haste. The castle buzzed with activity. Blacksmiths forged armor, craftsmen repaired swords, and stable hands prepared horses for the upcoming campaign. Zawisza personally oversaw every aspect of the preparations, his black eyes keenly observing every move, every flaw. One night, while most of the knights rested after a hard day, an old monk approached Zawisza, his face covered with the scars of time. "Sir," he spoke, bowing low, "I have a prophecy I must share with you." Zawisza frowned but nodded, signaling the monk to continue. "I saw you on the battlefield, surrounded by enemies, but despite their numbers, your strength and determination were unbeatable. What will bring you victory is not just your skills, but a heart pure as crystal, unstained by any sin." Zawisza was silent for a moment, processing the monk's words. He knew the road ahead would be difficult, but now he was certain that their cause was just, and his destiny was inextricably linked to the forthcoming battle. Chapter 3. The Battle of Grunwald, the morning of July 15, 1410, witnessed the birth of a new day. Fog hung over the fields of Grunwald, filled with the scent of grass and blood. The Polish-Lithuanian army stood ready, looking toward the enemies who were to come. Zawisza stood in the front line, his black armor gleaming in the first rays of the sun. As the Teutonic Knights began to advance, the sound of drums and trumpets filled the air, heralding the inevitable clash. "To arms!" Zawisza shouted, raising his sword high. "For Poland! For the king!" Zawisza was not only a master swordsman, but also an excellent strategist. He anticipated the movements of the Teutonic Knights, using his experience and knowledge of the terrain. His plan involved dividing the forces into several key units, each with specific tasks. "The first unit," he ordered, pointing to a group of heavy cavalry, "will strike the left flank, forcing the enemy to extend their defensive lines. We must weaken their flank before they can regroup." He then turned his attention to the infantry. "The second unit, your task is to secure the center. Hold your positions to prevent the enemy from breaking through our lines. Ensure that the enemy cannot break us from within." Finally, he addressed the archers and light-armed soldiers. "You," he pointed to a group standing slightly behind, "will cover our rear and provide fire support. Your arrows are to sow chaos in the enemy ranks before the direct clash." The Teutonic Knights approached in full array, their white cloaks with black crosses fluttering in the wind. The collision was inevitable. Zawisza raised his sword high, giving the signal to attack. "For Poland! For the king!" his troops roared, charging forward with determination. The first cavalry unit struck the left flank as planned by Zawisza. The Teutonic Knights, surprised by the ferocity of the attack, were forced to extend their lines, weakening their formation. The center of the Polish-Lithuanian army, under Zawisza's direct command, held their positions, repelling enemy attacks with remarkable precision. The Teutonic Knights approached in full array, their white cloaks with black crosses fluttering in the wind. The collision was inevitable. Zawisza raised his sword high, giving the signal to attack. "For Poland! For the king!" his troops roared, charging forward with determination. The first cavalry unit struck the left flank as planned by Zawisza. The Teutonic Knights, surprised by the ferocity of the attack, were forced to extend their lines, weakening their formation. The center of the Polish-Lithuanian army, under Zawisza's direct command, held their positions, repelling enemy attacks with remarkable precision. After long hours of fighting, the battle was over. The fields of Grunwald were strewn with the bodies of the fallen, both friends and foes. Zawisza stood among them, covered in blood and sweat, but his eyes still gleamed with triumph. Władysław Jagiełło, who had personally overseen the course of the battle from a safe distance, approached Zawisza, surrounded by his retinue. He was visibly tired, but his face was bright with pride. The king stopped in front of Zawisza, whose steel armor and battle-stained face emanated solemnity and strength. "Zawisza," said Jagiełło, "thank you for your invaluable help. Without your strategy, courage, and resilience, we would not have achieved this victory. Poland and Lithuania owe you much." Zawisza, though weary, smiled humbly. "Sire, it is not just my merit. Our army, our people, we all fought together. This victory is the result of our collective effort and faith in our cause." Jagiełło nodded. "Your leadership was crucial. You organized our forces in a way that surprised the enemy and gave us the advantage. Your strategies ensured that we triumphed, despite difficult conditions." Zawisza looked at the battlefield with great attention. "War is not just about fighting with a sword, sire. It is also about anticipating the enemy's moves, using the terrain, and mobilizing all our forces. The key is not only to fight, but also to think about the next steps." "Your words are wisdom itself," replied the king. "Not only in battle, but also in peace, Poland will remember your name and your deeds. Let this battle be a testament to our determination and strength." Władysław Jagiełło extended his hand, offering Zawisza a handshake. "I promise that your merits will be recorded in the annals of history. The Polish nation will never forget Zawisza the Black." Zawisza accepted the handshake, his eyes shining with emotion. "Thank you, sire. For me, the most important thing is that our land is safe and the future of our children secure. That is the most important thing we can do." Epilogue. After the Battle of Grunwald, Zawisza the Black returned to his castle, where his legend grew day by day. His strategies and bravery were immortalized in songs and stories passed down from generation to generation. King Władysław Jagiełło and his court always remembered Zawisza not only as a great knight, but also as an invaluable strategist who contributed to saving Poland. In Zawisza's heart remained the same determination and dedication that had led him through the toughest moments of the battle. His name became a symbol of courage and wisdom, and his legacy endured, teaching future generations how to fight with honor and wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the legendary tale of Zawisza the Black. If you enjoyed this story, please consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with your friends. For more epic stories and historical adventures, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps me bring more captivating tales to life. Until next time, stay inspired and keep exploring the past.